And a death certificate is revealing the cause of death for a teen found in singer David's car is still undetermined. That death certificate obtained by ABC News lists 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez's cause of death as deferred, and police say the medical examiner has also not yet determined her manner of death. But law enforcement sources say they are diligently investigating how she ended up in the trunk of David's Tesla and will rely heavily on the pending toxicology report. ABC's legal contributor Brian Buckmeyer has the latest. Brian, LAPD says its robbery homicide division has been diligently investigating, but this has been weeks now. How long does it usually take to gather and release information on just cause of death?
Well, I will say, Diane, that even though the robbery homicide unit is investigating this case, it is still being investigated as a death investigation and not a homicide one. To answer your question more directly, though, it could be anything. It could be from a matter of days to a matter of years. It all depends on the information that is provided, as well as how long that body has been there when law enforcement found it. We do know from reports that the body was there for weeks, and so this could take time. The body was released to the family, so it seems there's not much more to do in terms of investigation, but to wait for that toxicology report, as you pointed out.
The death certificate notes that she was not and had not been pregnant in the last year. Do you think that helps investigators here at all?
I think that helps in the sense of trying to provide a motivation as to the murders. Of course, that's not what proves a murder. Motive is often not an element that's needed when it comes to proving the case ultimately if this does go to trial. But it does help the investigation in terms of moving forward. If she was pregnant, for example, in the past year, or if there's able to find that she was pregnant more recent to her death, that could have provided with a potential suspect based on who might have gotten her pregnant.
That helps them rule that out, at least in terms of search for motive. And Brian, people online are now pointing out a similarity between where Celeste was found and David's One More Dance music video. And in the video, it depicts him dragging and stuffing a body into the trunk of a car. He also performed with a casket on stage during his recent tour, and that abruptly ended after this news broke. Could these creative choices end up involved in the police investigation or a potential trial if it ever comes to that?
So at this point, I'm going to say possibly. And the reason why I say possibly is if there are some similarities by the way in which the body was disposed of. We know that in that music video, he's depicted of, I believe, dragging himself towards a car. Two individuals, as we're seeing here, are placing individual depicted as himself inside the car. That is, of course, very similar to how Celeste's body was found in a car registered to his Tesla. But if that's where the similarities end, I don't think that this music video or even some of the music like Romantic Homicide may come into the case. If there are similarities to show either a lack of mistake or some kind of intent, then that could be used against him. But I would imagine his defense attorney would have a very strong First Amendment artistic expression defense that would negate that argument from a prosecutor if we got there.
All right, Brian Buckmeyer, thank you.